Hey everybody, it's me, your favorite Grand Poobah, and up until this point, the only Grand Poobah. But now, no more. We are beginning the character creation for a new text campaign on my server, well, on the Orsak Narrative Discord server, my category on that server. If you haven't already, please come join the server. I am linking that in the chat as we speak. Anybody who joins that hasn't played with any of us before will get 2 weeks free. You should definitely come check it out. That's how all three of these lovely people got started. And they were nice enough that when I said, hey, I'm going to play in a game, everybody was like, yeah, we're in. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, this is gonna be the first time I am giving the reins of my baby away to someone else, and who better than the fabulous Ro, star of A Face Secret, where she plays both Leora, the semi-Disney princess, um, and also Ruse, the changeling that is trying to burn that Disney princess's life to the ground.
It's
Uh,
wonderful. I get to be my own villain.
Also playing with me is the awesome Harvey up here in the top corner. He is currently in a game about the Weird West, kind of this post-apocalyptic craziness, where a mage known as the Mad Mage essentially tried to destroy the world with undead. And now he has this ring that he himself just handed to me at the beginning of the game, and it was so great. He was like, "Yeah, I have this random ring," and I was like, "Oh, that's the story hook. Thank you."
Always happy to be of service, and I am hands down the worst detective in any of the text-based games that are out there. PAX is terrible at detective work.
Yeah, it has not worked out very well for him thus far. This is for sure. Um, and when you let the wizard go, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun now. I have so many ideas with this."
Happy to be of service.
And then up above me, the beautiful Laura, also known as Stitch in her
Hi.
TikTok, and we're
That's
live on
me.
TikTok too, everybody. But she is playing in one of my games where she is Sif the dwarf, and she rolls more crits than anybody in any game ever.
Today. It's a lucky day.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Well, and then I had two 100s rolled back to back in my category. And it was insane. Rubinsky and Bree both rolled 100s just within minutes of each other. It was crazy.
Crazy.
Um, a quick little intro to my game. Percent chance of failure is my own TTRPG. It's only been live now for almost 3 months. And in my game, you can be anything. Anything. I had a game where a guy was a disembodied leg that was a failed necromancer's experiment. Uh,
Love leg.
yeah, Leg was insane. It was so fun. And now, King Rubinsky, who is gracing us with his presence in the chat, thank you, Rubinsky, is a couch. He is a sentient couch that
It's
is,
so good.
yeah,
It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things happening right now.
it is
So
great.
good.
And every time I look into it, I have no idea what he's going to do, right? Like, I have absolutely no idea. So it always kind of blows my mind when I check into his games. Oh, hi, CCNC. That's a game I just started today. The Karma's Cure, it's called. And if you haven't got a chance, if you're on the server, read the opening for that game. I'm really, really proud of it. And it's funny, too, because the original opening I had written, I accidentally erased. And I had to redo it. And then the second time it came out so good. Um, that is one of the things I hate sometimes about the text games is I feel so first drafty, right? Because I'm just like ah. So sometimes I'll realize I use the word structure like 6 times in a single paragraph, and I go back and read it and go no.
Yeah, I
uh,
feel that all the time.
Same. Big same.
Otherwise, I'm like, "Whoa."
yeah, yeah. It's the one thing that drives me nuts. And I was talking to Ro about this. No, I was talking to CC&C about this recently. I've been writing 3 separate novels for the last 15 years, and I don't know that I'll ever finish them because it drives me insane. I have to reread it and reread it and reread it and reread it. And so hopefully when it comes out, it'll be perfect. But that might be another 15 years. Who knows? So yeah, the reason we are here tonight, we are starting a new campaign run by the fabulous and beautiful Ro over here, who in the 3 months I have known her now has become one of my closest confidants and friends, and is now my dark apprentice and assistant. And so she will be running this lovely game that I love the idea for. Ro, actually, I'll turn it over to you. Maybe you can give us a nice little synopsis of what we're getting
Yes.
into here.
Okay, so the game that we are going to be running is going to be taking place over the next 3 months over in the Orzak Narrative Universe Discord, and it is called Soldier Poet King. Now, this game follows a group of 3 characters as they travel across the kingdom, bringing about, hopefully, peace and prosperity. Each of these characters plays a role in a prophecy that has been around for about 50 years now, as they have been waiting and waiting and waiting for these characters to finally come, band together, and bring about the end of this corrupted rule that has been going on for the past 200 years. So it is also based off of the song Soldier Poet King by the Oh Hellos. If you have not heard it, it's a lot of fun. I like it a lot, but I also really like folk music. It was around on TikTok for a while, and
If
that
you're in
kind
the
of sparked.
TTRPG space on TikTok, you've heard it. You might not recognize
Yes,
it, but
you
you've
have.
heard it.
You most definitely have heard it if you're in TTRPG TikTok. But that's kind of what sparked this idea for me, is these 3 characters coming about fulfilling this prophecy. And a really interesting thing about it that I am not going to spoil, but it is replayable over and over and over again. That is part of the lore that hopefully, as people play this game over, are going to be figuring out. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. It's a cool game. I really liked playing it. This is going to be the 4th time it is being played over. So that's also really fun. Getting to see like new people take on these roles is really cool. And yeah, that's what it is.
Awesome. And we have all already kind of chosen our roles, I believe, correct? Now, uh,
Mhm.
do we probably don't know that that's our role, right? The character doesn't know, or do we?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, okay. Harvey's character, he does know what his role is, and we will get into that in just a little bit. But Laura and Abstract, your guys' characters, do not yet know that they are part of this prophecy, and they don't know the role that they're going to be fulfilling for that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with Harvey telling us a bit about his character, because we have discussed that pretty extensively just over text. If you want to go ahead, explain who he is.
Yeah, happy to. Do you want me to talk about what my role is, like who I am, or?
Just like anything you want to say about your
Sure.
character, like who he is, kind of like what he sees his role in the prophecy as.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will introduce you to. Sorry, I'm pulling up my little backstory here on my phone
Okay.
here. I will introduce you to Keshnar Ramden, the king in this prophecy.
First of all, the name has already got me
I'm gonna write
sold.
this
All
down.
right, like bam,
I know.
you have
Yeah.
won.
Good!
You have won the campaign.
Got my paper.
Listen, I better win this campaign because it is Keshnar's destiny to win this campaign. I am blessed from the Almighty above to win and to conquer and to lead. That is Keshnar's
Yes!
belief, that is Keshnar's right, that is Keshnar's dream. Since becoming blessed, he has held on to that for a very long time. And for this blessing, he has been gifted a great book that guides him and leads him into the greatness that he will be come one day. Grew up very with humble beginnings. Father was there, but not super in structured in his life. Mother very loving, caring. Grew up very, let's say, with meager livings, if there ever were some. Got into a wrong crowd, started mixing up with a bad group of people. His father took him aside one day and explained to him what he does and why he's not around very much, which is helping those in need who need help most. Not basically a lower level Robin Hood, if you will, robbing the rich, who lead over this land and torment us and do not give us our just due, to give to those who deserve their due in their day in the sun, and taught Keshnar how to fight with a blade and how to be a strong leader, how to be a good person. And his father went missing under mysterious circumstances, and Keshnar is not sure exactly what happened, but is a goal of his to find out where his father is and get some vengeance, if you will, to a degree, while trying to also bring about peace and new rulership in this kingdom.
Yeah. Some also interesting things to note about Keshnar is that he has taken an oath with Osius. Now, Osius is the main overarching god of the kingdom. He's basically seen as the god of righteousness about the people. And Osius had come to him and was basically like, "You are meant to rule. I am choosing you as my champion for the throne." And he gave
Keshnar
him
said,
like
"Hell yeah, I am."
yeah. And OCS gave him a little book. It's called an objective book. And throughout your guys' journey, because he decided to take this pact with OCS, you guys are actually going to be getting objectives that are going to help you along the way. So those are things that show up in his little book, like get scratched off and filled in at random. And they can be very direct, like, oh, read this book, and that'll help you get to your end goal. Or they can be like very vague, such as like the one that I used was, "You will find the soldier and the poet in the fire." Um, that is one that I gave an example of. Um, yeah, it's going to be interesting, and the characters that end up taking that oath with OCS, um, it is always interesting to see how they use their booklet. Yeah. So,
Excited
Lenore, do you
there.
want to tell us a little bit about your character now? I know we haven't
Uh,
like fleshed it out as much, but just like
yeah.
the general vibes.
I'm not prepared. My character is a lizard lady. If you guys have watched Doctor Who, she's based on the Silurians because they are kick-ass women, and I don't yet know how to play a man because it's just a wild and dark world out there. I feel like so I'm a woman. Um, she is the soldier. So she came from a family that people respected them. They were doing well in the community, but then her father committed crimes. He was caught, and the family was disgraced. So no longer did they live a life of privilege. Things were very hard for her, and she had a great relationship with her father. But because of this thing that he did, which I haven't come up with yet, but it's terrible. It's a terrible thing that he did. Um, they have no relationship anymore. Even though like he loves her, he wants to reconnect from behind bars. She will not hear him out. So she decided the only way to get over this and to win the family honor back is to become a soldier, rise through the ranks. And give a new meaning to their family name, which again, don't know what the family name is. So she's very much kind of like a lawful good character. She's by the book, but I think as we go on in the adventure, she will find that the book isn't always right. And that's as far as we got, really.
Yeah. Um,
Not to interrupt, but Keshnor's book is always right. That book is
Okay.
And don't you question it.
Okay.
Don't you
I can
question
already
it.
feel
I
some
don't-
tension building. This is gonna be great. Awesome. Yeah. We'll get back to that in just a minute. Abstract, do you have anything for your character?
Well, I pushed around a couple ideas, and let me ask you this: with you being the grand poobah in this particular game, I was actually tempted to yet again play another iteration of Morden Star Sunder. Um, Now, I'm not saying that I have to, but he is my favorite, and I think introducing him into this world because he is meta aware would be kind of cool. But that's up to you. If you don't want me to, I can play something different. That was just my first pitch.
I thought Abstract was going to ask to play a couch, and I was going to say, whoa, hold on a second.
I did. I did also toss around the idea of just being something absolutely ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. Every time you get another game master in your game, you have to expect the hijinks and the ridiculousness, right? It's just something that happens.
You know what? We're gonna go with it. We're gonna let you play Morden.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm very interested in how we're gonna pull off like the poet part of this, someone who is good for words and like brings people in for a common cause. I think that's gonna be interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
I will tell you that one of the iterations of Morden, he was a dark bard. Okay, like he was a tonal manipulator. And he's always the charismatic leader, always.
Yes.
So I think it would not be too difficult. And being somewhat of a poet in real life. Now it's been quite a while since I've focused on poetry, but I do have quite a bit. Do you guys follow Eyes on the Moon Studio on TikTok by any
I don't think
chance?
so.
I'll have to link him at some point, but he's been doing this thing where he's been doing like live readings of his poetry for some of his TikToks, and I've been super tempted to do it. Um,
You
uh,
should.
yeah, I mean it's gonna happen. There's at least 3 or 4. Do dark bards sing heavy metal? Yes, yes they do. Actually, Morden's main focus in his last campaign was the group that sings "Hell's Coming with Me." It was real popular on TikTok for a while. And now I am completely blanking on their name. I listen to them nonstop, all the time, and "Hell's Coming with Me" by and the song "The Devil's Price." I love them so much. All right. Give me half a second here because I'm completely
Poor man's
blanking.
poison?
Poor man's poison. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that was gonna drive me insane. But yeah, Gothic
Edgar
Country.
Allan Moore.
It's good teamwork right here. We're already building it, see?
yeah, it's great.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be such a great group, you guys. I'm so excited. But yeah, I think bringing Morden into this is gonna be interesting because I got some ideas for that meta aware stuff that we can chit chat about.
Okay.
Um,
You know who I was tempted to play, but I don't know if I could pull it off if we do any live is Mordris Star Sunder.
Ooh, that would be interesting though. But the thing is, I have decided that I'm putting ruse in all of my campaigns. That would be really interesting.
Yeah, for Ruse and Mordris to run into each other.
Can you
Yeah.
guys give us like a 2-second background on how they know each other?
Great question.
Yeah. So Ruse and Mordris.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Ruse is a changeling, kind of like a failed changeling, essentially. Um,
Oh.
they were meant to replace Leora, actually, initially. Couldn't do that when she was a child because she was protected. They tried to do it again when she was an infant, because she was protected by the Celestials. Tried to do it again when she was a child. Once again, failed. And so Ruse has been hanging around the Winter Court, just kind of like, "Hey, I'm an accident." Which, if you pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to a lot of the ways that Ruse speaks to themselves, like, "Oh, you stupid mistake, you idiot lie," that sort of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the things that the Winter Court like consistently said to them. And so Mordris, being part Fae, part Celestial herself, ended up when in the Winter Court doing stuff, saw Ruse and was like, "I like that. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna use it."
Mm-hmm.
And actually ended up saving Ruse from certain death. And so Ruse absolutely worships the ground that Mordris walks on.
Oh.
Thinks that she
Say
is like,
I'm like, is that good? I don't know.
"It's not good."
It's not really that good.
Okay,
Mordris is
it's
pretty
not
evil.
good.
No, yeah. Like if you pay attention, one of the first things that Mordris does is like grab Ruse by the hair and yell at them. Um, and Ruse is like, "I'm so sorry, I made a mistake. I love you so much. Please forgive me."
Well, then
um,
Mordris instantly started saying, "Oh, my love," and "You are the weapon," and
mhm,
so she's
yeah,
very encouraging to Ruse. She just, she doesn't know what love really is, right? She is an evil archfey, essentially, and of the Winter Court too. So just cold, right? Like nearly emotionless. But
right.
she has stroked Ruse's ego and created Ruse into a weapon that can be aimed and fired, and that's what she's doing currently. It's such a
Yeah.
fun campaign.
So let's. I mean, up to you guys if you want them both in the game.
I
We
got
might
I got
lose
some
control
plans
of the
for Ruse.
situation.
Like, I don't think I am ready to try to handle Ruse and Mordris in the same game right now. Not as a GM. As a player, I'm loving it. I am absolutely loving it. As a GM, I'm not quite ready for that. Not at that level of Grand Poobah yet.
Sounds like it would get pretty crazy. So,
Oh, it would. Things would go off the rails so fast,
Yeah, there would be
too
a lot of
fast.
tension. Um, so,
So we'll keep it with Morden.
yep.
Um,
Well, and I'm
awesome.
thinking in this game, so in that iteration of Morden, he is part Fey as well. Actually, in that iteration, him and Mordris are twins. Um, where normally they're just half brother and half sister. Um, in this game, I think Morden's gonna be just the half celestial that he was originally. ASMR if you're playing other TTRPGs that we shall not name. Um, but in percent chance of failure, it's half celestial. Excuse me, just one moment. I'm gonna get something to drink. Drink.
My
I'll be
brother
right back.
just showed up with a donut for me.
wow,
Yay.
a nice gift.
Mhm. He just got his driver's license, and so he's like super jazzed. Going to the gas station for my dad all the time. He's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, I'll do it. I'll go get you like a soda. Don't worry about it, Dad. I got it." I got a donut
nice.
because he went to the gas station to get my dad some tea.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Pretty good. I like donuts. Okay, welcome back.
Yes, I'm back. The couch is puking tools onto the highway.
I love it. Is it La Couch or La Couche? Like, am I allowed
It's
to
it's
say that?
supposed
Is
to
that
be
a
La
bad? It
Couch.
sounds
It's
bad.
supposed
La
to be La
Couche.
It
Couch.
does sound dirty. That sounds
It
very dirty,
sounds
Laura.
bad, doesn't it?
Could be like La Couch and La Couche if you're nasty, right?
Yeah, it's Janet, Miss Jackson. If you're nasty.
That's right.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh God, I love that reference. By the way, But between that
Nice.
and your character's introduction, I still you are way ahead in points currently on this stream.
I don't know. I feel like I get some points for being the Grand Poobah.
Well, this
But
is
okay.
Of
true.
course, of
This is
Yes,
course,
true.
you do. Of course.
of course. We have a wonderful,
Okay.
strong female lead. We have a wonderful poet coming in. Absolutely, we all get good points. You kidding me?
Hmm.
This is awesome. This is I can already tell this group has such like great chemistry. This is going to be an absolutely amazing game.
Or it's going
Oh
to
my
be absolute
goodness.
chaos. One of the two, right?
Well, absolute chaos doesn't mean
You
it's
both.
not absolutely amazing. So,
That's
It
fair.
can
That's
be
fair.
both.
I'm
Okay.
watching the stream from Twitch right now, but I also have the Discord one in the background. So the Twitch one is really laggy.
Yep.
So
Uh-oh.
whenever one of you speaks, it's like a different one of you that moves. So the
Mhm.
voices are they're not matching up, and it's great.
Yeah, I
fair.
got it up here too. Rubinsky is chanting chaos right now,
Mhm.
which I feel is very accurate to who he is as a person.
this is true.
Fair.
This is true.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I think the video is lagging on mine, so I'm gonna disconnect from the voice chat and reconnect to it and see if that kind of helps me sync up the video at least with the audio.
Okay.
So
We're
give
gonna
me.
commit arson while you're gone, so.
Well, that's normal. Wait, I'm not the Grand Poobah this time, so.
True.
Welcome back.
Okay, let's see if that helps.
Mm.
My internet out here is not as good as I would like it to be either, so that is probably part of the problem. Um, what happens is every one of my family is on a different device right now, streaming something. So it's hard for my internet to keep up.
It's fair. Fair.
Okay. So, we've got our basic character introductions out of the way. We have King, who believes in his glory. We got a soldier who just wants to do right by her family. We got Morden.
Who wants to watch the world burn?
That's going to be interesting, I think. They're
No, no world burning in my new kingdom.
This is gonna be so good. Okay. So I think what we're gonna do is next we're gonna just kind of go through, get some skills for everyone.
Mhm.
We're gonna start with Harvey. You guys can think up if you have any ideas for skills for him, let me know. If you guys have ideas for skills like for your character as well, you can just jot those down. Abstract, I am absolutely certain you have 1,000 ideas for where you want to take Morden. So I'm going to be real mean and I'm going to force you to be last. All right.
That makes sense
Oh.
because mine will be the easiest too. So.
That is true because this character has been played over and over and over again. So, I mean, he's all over percent chance of failure right now, which is terrifying. But we'll talk about that later. Alright.
So I did just make a channel for the game. If we want to start any typing chat you guys want to make, I tagged the tag for our game in it. So.
Awesome sauce. I personally am just going to jot down. What did I do? Just jot down some notes and then I'll get those typed up and sent in later. And then also once we're done here, I know Harvey had wanted to wait until after he'd gotten his skills to roll. If you others want to roll your stats right now, you can. I don't have a preference.
I don't know if you want to let Laura roll with Dino because Dino loves her currently.
That's going to be
Yeah, I'm gonna
95s all
roll.
across the board.
Okay, Laura, you can roll here.
But I don't know where my dice are. Hang
No, no, Laura, you have to roll a dino. Get those crazy stats. Come on.
No,
Get those
please,
crazy
I'm
stats.
begging you. I need something. Um,
Let's see it.
yeah,
Let's
but
see it.
also, just as a reminder for those of you who are tuning in on how rolling stats works here in percent chance of failure, you roll either 2d10 or a d100, and you put those in as your stats. I don't have them up here right now, so I can't remember them all off the top of my head. And then anything that is above a 75, you drop down to a 75. So you roll 8 and then drop the lowest 2 for your 6 scores. So that's a interesting little tidbit.
Okay.
Come over to the Discord and see how it's done.
All right. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Roll 8 times.
Yes.
2d10s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll. Oh my gosh. Okay. But I have to do the count too each time.
Yeah.
See, this is what a new person looks like. And then we just do that 8 times. All right, I'm just gonna do it. Here we go.
I believe in you.
See, that's not good. It's not good. So much pressure. We're gonna do it again.
Let me pull that.
No, 41's not bad.
41
It's
really
not
isn't
good
bad.
though.
Listen,
It
I
could
think
be
Pax has a
worse.
41 and hey, there it is.
I'm trying to go.
Gosh, dang it. Okay, while you're doing that, Harvey, we're gonna start with you. Okay.
76.
So I am thinking. What the? Okay. Oh, Harvey, I'm thinking for Keshnar, we have at least like a skill that kind of is about like how he came from humble beginnings, you know? So I am thinking something like being kind of crafty, you know?
Oh, I love it. Love it. Definitely having to kind of be more resourceful than most, right? Having to
Mm-hmm.
really like scrape and scrounge by. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm thinking you could have a skill that, and I'm so nervous about like doing this in front of like real people.
We believe in you. We
Yes.
believe in you.
We totally
Is it
do.
too
Oh, that's a
hard?
100.
Is
That
it
was a
shitty or is it
100. You rolled 1, 2, 3, 4. You rolled
There you
6
go.
75s because it can lower to 75. You have 75s across the board.
And you know what? You know what? For this,
Goodness, I don't know
what I'm also
that
going to do, you're getting an extra skill to start off with because you rolled that 100.
Nice. Nice.
What?
Can Laura roll my stats too?
No, she cannot.
Okay, am I done rolling? That was like, I'm like
Yeah.
sweating.
Yeah, you're good. Oh my gosh, that's insane.
But hang on, I will say, since it's Lara.
Oh,
Laura,
I'm sorry. Laura.
No,
All right.
no, you guys are
Lara.
good. I just have to,
put it together, abstract. Okay,
Laura.
so
It's all my fault.
a skill. I think we're just gonna call it crafty.
Hey, sorry. Who is this Harvey or me?
No, this is for Keshnar right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a skill. We're gonna call it crafty, and you get advantage when trying to build something with scraps.
Oh man. So my video keeps freezing up, Laura, specifically for you, and I don't know why. I think your camera is too nice. All of us have junk cameras, and you have the nice one.
You and your gosh darn good technology.
I'll switch my camera.
And two, no less.
What's it like? Yeah, what's it like having such nice equipment? What's going on over there?
Yeah.
Laura?
This is where I work. I work on,
Okay,
There.
and then let's see.
There we
I
go.
think
That one's keeping
also
going.
yeah. Okay.
Keshnar's like Robin Hood background. So you get along very well and have a lot of connections with like the lower and working classes throughout the kingdom. Um,
Nice. Yes.
so you will
And of the
have
people.
advantage.
Democracy will reign.
Exactly. So in I'm trying to think of something good for that. I'm gonna name this skill Robin Hood because I think that's fun. Um, let's see. Robin Hood.
Maybe have like, I mean, not to force it in there, but maybe I have like a easier skill checks to like when meeting with those people, or maybe I have like eyes and ears everywhere so I can get information a little bit easier or
I
something like
like
that.
that. I like the eyes and ears. So Robin Hood, you have an easier time getting information when interacting with people from lower classes.
That's really similar to a Loyora skill, only hers was denizens of the material plane.
Hmm, nice.
Um, let's see. And so we got one more from your background, and then we'll go back into like your class. Well, class because this is a classless system. Um,
Yeah.
funny ears. Let's see. So we got you are crafty. You're Robin Hood. Let's see.
I
With
don't know, maybe
with
something,
King, something where he could like command other people, I think would be pretty
yeah,
cool.
like
Like he,
leadership, something like
yeah.
I
that.
was literally just about to say that. I opened my mouth to say that people are more likely to be loyal towards you once you like gain their trust. We're all so smart. Um, we're gonna name that skill King. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have each of you guys have a skill that is named after your role.
Nice.
Um, yeah, so
Love
we'll
it.
name that skill King, and your King, uh, it increases loyalty once you gain someone's trust. Awesome. Okay, so now on to your class. Um, so you wanted him to be like half caster, half like weapons fighter.
Yeah.
Do you know what weapon he fights with?
Um, like, I mean, probably, well, I don't know. I'm stuck because I don't know if I want him to be just like a normal guy or try to do something cool and have like what's the
Mm-hmm.
double-edged sword thing that you can spin around and
Mm-hmm.
use, kind of like Darth Maul has, and he has the dual
Mm-hmm.
lightsabers.
Yeah.
Or if I just want a sword and shield. I don't know. I think sword and shield maybe is more kingly and leadership wise, but I think that
Mm-hmm.
like double sword thing would look cooler. But,
Yeah.
Well, you could maybe combine the two together. Maybe you have like a scepter. It's like a long staff, and it has like the glaive, right? Like a sword end. So it's like
yeah, yeah,
Matrim Coffin, one of my favorite characters of all time from Wheel of Time. Uses a thing similar to that. I've always loved that idea.
yeah.
It's like a quarterstaff with a sword at the end of it.
That'd
That
be
would be
cool.
pretty cool. Laura, how is your how are you going to be fighting? What's your fighting style?
Uh, all. close quarters.
Nice. Just gonna crush some skulls like the mountain, huh? That's rad.
Well, so I had been thinking of like forearm blades, and then like kind of like, so you know how Bruce Lee did like Wing Chun and like
Yeah.
really close quarters, like, so not a lot of space, but she has to get up in there.
Okay.
um
That's
but
badass.
then I wasn't sure that it fits in the world because Ro was like, that's not really a weapon that goes
Right.
here.
It's
Which is
not.
fine.
It is not necessarily like a weapon that goes there. Like pretty much a majority of weapons used throughout the kingdom are just like your typical sword and shield. But I definitely I did want to give you that. I'm just trying to figure out a good way to give you that because it is so just like out of the ordinary.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
good. Um,
I mean, she's gone through like basic training and all, so like she knows how to use a sword,
right.
shield, and all that. She probably is not that great at archery.
Yeah.
She
There.
probably
Okay.
thinks it's a coward's weapon.
Okay, so
Love it.
so Keshnar will not be using archery. That's not what he's going to be doing.
I was about to say I vote Keshnar uses archery because that would be hilarious.
That would be fun. Like Keshnar just takes so much pride in his archery ability, much like Robin Hood, right?
Yes,
And
I
then
was about to say the whole Robin Hood thing.
yes,
Dude,
that's it.
you
That's what
got
I'll
it.
do. That's what I'll do. I'll use archery. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
I'll use like a big old huge cool bow.
Okay, so you're gonna get the skill Archer. As an archer, you can in 5 scenes per day um, have advantage on an attack made with your bow.
It's badass.
That is pretty badass. Because remember too that in a scene you could take up to 3 attacks. So
Just boom, boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom.
yeah,
Like
you
right
could
there.
possibly yeah.
That's gonna
Uh,
be awesome.
That is.
I had an instance today where Rubinsky actually had advantage on a roll and he rolled a 9. So in my system, the higher number goes to the 10 spot. So his 9 became a 90, and it was epic. It was such a good moment.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Um, okay, so Archer, and we're gonna give you a little bit of magic as well. I'm thinking healing magic. You vibing with that?
Yes, that's what I would prefer. Yes.
Awesome.
So you are
Okay.
totally a paladin of Osius, right? Did I?
Yes, Odysseus.
Nice.
How
See,
did you know that's what I was going for?
I'm taking notes here. I know what's going on.
The best
Okay.
half-caster in all the world.
I feel like maybe Keshnar has a little bit of a superiority complex.
Just
No,
very small, very minimal.
it's ridiculous.
Being blessed by a god only went to his head.
just like a little bit, you know.
Yes,
Um,
yes, just a tiny bit.
yeah. Okay. So what do you? How do? Okay. So you have the ability to heal people. What do you want that to look like?
I think, I mean, I guess, what do you mean? Like, what does Keshnar do when he's healing people, or what do
Mm-hmm.
you want? Like, okay, um, I think it's through, like, basically, he heals through like connection with others and like through speech, right? Through like words that he says to them that can really like get you up for like, whatever. Being able to kind of like rejuvenate, re-energize, reinvigorate, right? All that kind of stuff. Sorts.
Okay. So we're gonna give you a skill called rejuvenating speech. And so what this is going to do is you can use 2 actions in a scene um, to heal someone 5%. Abstract, does that sound good?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's not like any sort of skill I've given anyone before, and I haven't necessarily like seen that in any of the games. I might be missing something, so I just wanted to run that by like someone who knows a little bit more what they're doing.
Healing in my game has been very rare. It's not something that's come up a whole lot. The one person who was playing a healer never ended up using it. And now, in tasting the rainbow, she does have a healing ability. Let me see what I put down for hers.
The healing horn, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Watch you look at it on stream.
You can heal yourself or other entities up to 30% 3 times per day, is the way I put it on that one.
We can mess with this skill if it turns out to not work as well. Just like the percentages and how it's used and everything. And so then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Do you want to have him have a little bit more magic, or do you want him to be more weapons fightery? Which way we want to go with this last one?
Good question. Good question. I mean, what does the group think? Does the group have any thoughts on that at all?
Don't worry about group balance, man. Go with. All right, let's imagine you're playing a TTRPG, because you are, and you want to feel fucking awesome while you're doing it. What would that be for you?
Or magic.
Yeah, there you go.
More magic it is.
Or magic.
Okay.
Or magic. It's magic.
Do you want this to be like an attacking magic, since you have a healing magic attack?
Yeah, it'd be cool to have a healing or an attacking magic to go inside.
Okay.
So you're a paladin, okay? Smite. just.
I was gonna ask if there's any way to infuse my arrows in any way, you know.
Yeah,
I like
that
these
could be.
arrows.
I'm not liking these arrows. I can just whisper to it, you know, like well, we won't get into it, but there are certain classes that can bless their weaponry and use it in battle.
We're gonna give you smite, and you can either use a full scene to deal damage to like guaranteed deal damage to a NPC. We're gonna say 2 times per day. Or I'm trying to think of a good way to bless your arrows with this. Well, I guess not bless, because it's a smite.
In Keshnar's mind, it is blessing them. It is enchanting them. I'm doing it.
Or you can enchant.
Maybe it takes two actions to enchant an arrow, and it'll deal like double damage or something like that. Like,
I like it.
That would be my thought. And much like the show Whose Line Is It Anyway, damage in my game is just a made up number. Like, the points don't matter anyway. So there's been times where I rolled a 1d100 to decide how much damage they did. I'm like, okay, they did 75 of your damage in a single hit. They're like, that sucks for you. It was fun for me, though.
You're not supposed to tell us that.
Okay,
Yeah, so now I'm gonna have to call you on it.
Here's the thing about this system is that it is you can tell solely based on vibes.
That is a large part of it, right? Well, and everything you do is based on your intention as well. And that's something I can't stress enough. Whenever you do something, try to state your intention in doing it. Because then the better you roll, the closer to your intention that roll will get you.
Yeah, Ruse recently rolled a 50 on trying to break a guard's wrist. So I'm interested to see how you narrate that because it's like right smack dab in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is,
That's
you
specific.
succeeded. You succeeded, so I don't think
Yeah.
you're gonna break his wrist, but I think you're gonna hurt him. But I'm thinking about giving you what do we call your like backstab? Your anyway, I'm thinking about giving you that because he didn't see it coming, right? So
Ooh,
it's gonna do like 5 times the amount of damage it would have otherwise because he didn't see it coming.
so it does break his wrist. Hmm?
It might, yeah, it might. Matthias is
Okay.
gonna react really well to that. Let me tell you.
Yes. Okay. Laura, what's your character's name?
I don't know. I was playing around. I liked Celessa earlier.
I
Uh,
love it.
don't know the last name.
It's okay. We can just vibe with the first name for right now.
Yeah.
She doesn't even have to have a last name if you don't want. It could be like a one name sort of thing within her species.
But they have to be able to like talk about her family behind her back. So
That is true.
there has to be some sort of
You could
connection.
always you could always like drop the last name like just in game wise because you're like we're disgraced. I don't want to go by that last name. Like that ain't me.
hmm
Until like maybe you bring that.
Hmm.
So whenever you meet somebody, it's like I'm Celessa. That's it. That's nothing else.
Celesta.
That's
Don't
it.
ask
That's
me
it.
any more
Just
Check
questions.
Celesta.
off.
Yeah, don't ask any more questions. Just leave it at that.
I will tell you, and I'll give away a secret of my games because it's on stream and not everybody's here. Uh, Almost all of the surnames in my game are Latin. It's Latin for something. Okay. Um,
What?
yeah.
That's so crazy.
So if you're ever wondering, like, why is their last name this? It's because it's in Latin. Um, a great instance is Vates Caucus. It literally means blind seer. Like
Hmm.
that is,
Oh,
and he's in most of my games. So hey, while
Holy.
you are doing her character creation, I'm gonna step out and have a smoke, but I'm gonna switch to my phone, so I will still be here. I'm just not gonna be sitting at the desk. So
Coolio.
I'll try to get the fumes vicariously.
Okay. You're gonna have to send me how to spell that name. I'm writing
Yes.
down. I'm definitely spelling it wrong. Anyway, so Celissa is a. Am I saying it right? Can you repeat it again?
Celessa.
Celessa. Okay. Um. So Celissa, she is a fighter type, and she's got like issues with her family. She
Yeah. She has some daddy issues, as it turns
issues.
out, which I didn't realize that. Father issues.
Nope, it's got to be
Just,
daddy issues now.
I just want her. I want her respect level to be like up here, and just
We can, if that is what you would like, we can call it
that
father
would be
issues.
great. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. I'll figure that out. Trying to think of what that might be. I think it'd be hilarious. Um, let's see. Father issues. You have advantage on charm checks on any man that is older than you.
Goodness. That is not where I thought that was gonna go. I thought it would be like I thought it would be like anytime someone brings up your father, you're so enraged that you get advantage on like your melee attacks.
We can give you like some sort of rage if you would want. Um,
I'm trying to see if that yeah, it would be she tries to keep it in check. I'm thinking her character is like, she has a real good rein on her temper.
mhm.
Um Yeah.
You could kind of have like a fighter class mixed with a barbarian, is what I'm thinking.
Great.
Yes.
That's great.
I was
So
gonna say,
father issues. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you got to know if she had that other skill that you were talking about, Keshner would use that to know and be like, go talk to that guy. Oh, I bet you he's older than you. Go talk to him.
I will not be talking to that guy. I will be threatening that man.
Do you want it to be a rage skill, or do you want it to be a charm skill?
Let's do a rage skill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna say in Greece. Let me look. Okay, so in 3 scenes per day, you are able to enter a rage by thinking about your father, and deal double damage.
I'm sorry, all I could think of is emotional damage. I'm sorry.
Emotional damage.
That's what it should just be called. It should be called emotional damage.
That's amazing. Okay, do you want
That's
it to be
so
named
good.
father issues or emotional damage?
Let's keep it father issues because I think that's really funny.
Okay. And then you also have weapons proficiency. Can we not right now? Sorry, my rats are disasters. I love them, but they're disasters. Okay, so you have weapon proficiency. You are proficient with every single weapon.
Yay!
So that basically is going to mean if you pick up a weapon, for instance, Keshnar, he's proficient with his bow. He might pick up a sword and have disadvantage using it, because he just doesn't know how, has never really used it before. You, on the other hand, any weapon you pick up, you know how to use.
Sweet. Awesome.
Morden's just gonna be tossing you weapons. Like, here!
Got it.
You know what that means, though, is you
Okay.
have to, like, throw a sword at some
Let's
point.
see, another backstory related one. We got your dad, we got the fighting class.
What's something lizardy?
Yeah, lizardy.
Mm.
Well, I know that we have a poison bite, right? Isn't that one that I sent you?
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Let
talked
me
about that.
let me pull that up real quick. Where are you? There you are.
Yeah, lizard folk and certain other TTRPGs, when they bite someone, they can heal themselves partially by biting, too. It's pretty cool.
Sweet.
Just gotta find it. Why can't I find it? 'Cause I liked how I worded that one.
It's because you're on stream. That's why.
Let me see.
I swear I sent that to you.
Dun, dun.
Okay, I guess I didn't actually write out how it was worded. That's fine. I just said poison bite. So poison bite, anytime you bite someone, they have take. There's not really types of damage. necessarily within the percent chance of failure system, but poison damage, maybe that, like, for every scene that they are not healed of that, they take extra damage.
Cool.
And then we'll also give you close quarters fighting. And you deal 2 times damage when you are occupying the same space as an opponent. I'm thinking also maybe giving you like advantage to grappling. So when you have an opponent grappled, you have advantage in keeping them within the grapple.
PAX has that in my game.
Yes, that's
I
actually
just got that through. I got that in my game too. Through
Nice.
like a critical role.
let's
Nice.
see. What is that named for you guys? Because I'm just gonna steal a name for that.
For me, it is. Hold on.
Stone hands, but I'm a dwarf in that one, so it makes sense.
Oh, I must not have added it to my character sheet. Let me look. Let me
You
just.
could call it toe pads, because lizards they have like grippy like. Yeah, we're gonna call it toe pads.
Awesome.
You can leave this door open. Thanks, Joni. Have a good night.
See you tomorrow.
Pads you. Okay, so toe pads you have advantage on keeping a grapple.
Sweet.
One, two, three, four, five. So one more. What is a skill related to her metaphorical class that you like really, really want?
I want resistance to magic.
Ah.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
like
well,
just flows right off of her slithery skin. That's related. So
That's
related.
that's actually an ability
tough
Pax
skin.
has in his
That's what
game.
it's gonna be called. Or thick skin. Um. Grand Poobah must roll against you when magic is used on you to see if it actually works or not.
Great.
Alrighty, Abstract, it is your turn.
Wee.
Tell me what skills you have because I'm sure you have thought all of them.
I hadn't thought about it too much.
I cannot hear you if you are talking.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah. Can't
Nope.
hear
I
you.
hear him.
Okay, one sec.
Guess
That's
we're not
weird.
special enough, huh, Ro?
It's our crummy technology. Laura has
That's
ones
right.
that troubleshoot someone else's computer.
That's right. That's right. Our stuff's so bad it messed with his computer. That's how you know it's bad.
He's like, my laptop has had a cracked screen.
I can
fixed
hear
it.
you.
I still can't, my dude.
What's it like to be so special, Laura?
Uh,
You're just gonna have to relay the information. You're gonna have to be the intermediate.
oh,
He disappeared.
fine.
And he's back.
I can hear you.
I cannot.
I cannot.
Wow, I can't believe you just said that about Ro. God, so rude.
Abstract, I thought we were
I
friends!
can't hear you doesn't mean that you can.
Words still hurt, even if people can't hear you.
I can
So he's
feel
asking if
the
you guys can
bird.
disconnect and reconnect.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
See
do
if
that.
that
I'll
fixes it.
disconnect and I'm not coming back.
Just kidding.
All right, can you hear?
I can hear you.
Ooh, to mess with abstract or not? No, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. What are you saying? What? I'm just kidding. I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
I don't know if I want to hear you, Abstract, after whatever you said about me.
Just kidding.
No. I'm the real life
Just
Ruse.
ruse.
I get to be the real life Ruse. Mhm. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Okay, can we not? Sorry. Me saying oh my gosh is. I did. I did.
I was like, what is happening right now?
No, I got excited. They started freaking out. Okay, so Calliope is a character in my game. I believe I have mentioned Calliope to you before. She is very Morden Mordris esque, incredibly powerful being. She is not meta aware yet. This is something that for the past 4 games she has been working towards. She is vaguely aware of like the weirdness in the timelines of like all of this. Um, but she has not gained meta awareness yet. I'm gonna figure out some way to connect you and Calliope together because also in this game, Calliope has ruse. This is gonna be so freaking good. This is gonna be amazing, and I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Anyway, continue.
League with the devil. Hey, bud.
We're
Hey.
That was a perfect segue.
yes.
And
That
now,
League with the
and now when you
Devil.
commune with
His
the
son
devil, that's what
walks
he
into
does. He
the
goes,
room.
"Hey, bud, I'm gonna redo that one."
Hey, buddy. Please try again. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take your time. We're gonna commit arson. Okay.
Will do.
So let's talk crap on abstract.
So,
Oops.
um, whoops,
Oops.
whoops. Well, good thing we didn't say anything, huh? So, if
Yeah,
I can
good.
ask a little bit, can we get a little bit
Yeah,
of some lore of the world, a little bit, kind of like what's going on,
yeah,
just
yeah.
in between this time, if we can just get a little bit of that.
So this kingdom, like I had briefly mentioned, has been under the corrupt rule of King Claudius for about 2 to 300-ish years now. And Claudius initially began like as a very like just ruler, but over time, slowly things kind of started to devolve. He started using the power that he had from Osius in order to cause corruption within the kingdom, and then also slowly took out factions that worshipped other gods. So almost none of the other gods are worshipped within the kingdom. And if they are, usually it is in conjunction with Osius. You guys would be aware primarily of three of the other, or well, three gods. You have Osius. Sometimes people worship Chiron, who is the goddess of love within the kingdom. But she is known to be very hands off about things. It is more of like a symbolic worship of love when people do worship her. And then Greg, who is a god of trickery and mischief.
Did you say Greg?
Yes.
Nice.
His name is technically Gladiator, but he's like, no, call me Greg. That's my name.
Good for him.
Which actually Abstract's character in a one shot that is in the timeline of the last time this game was played is a worshiper of Greg.
Nice.
Which is awesome, a lot of fun. Trying to think of anything else that would be kind of important. You guys will be starting off in the city of Orem, which is where all of these games initially start. It is the southernmost city in the entire country. Where you guys are starting off, it is also like a very poor town, struck with a lot of issues, like lots of children on the street being like, "Please, sir, give me money," sort of a thing.
Got an Oliver Twist going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Please, sir, may I have another?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's where you guys are starting. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll finish up Morden's creation, and then we could probably spend a wee bit of time actually like having you guys ask some like preliminary questions if you want about kind of more of the lore, because I've given you all like a little bit of a rundown about everything. But yeah, great. So I have given Morden Devil's Price or Devil's Luck. And once per day he gets to reroll, and this is actually because he is meta aware. So he is aware that he is within a game. The thing is, this is not going to mess with any of the like weird timeline stuff and some of the other meta things happening within the game, because he is aware that it is a game, not aware of all of the things. Hmm. Hmm. All right, so you have Devil's Luck. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm thinking we might also give you Friend of the Fae. That's one that I've really liked to give my players. I've created characters before within the percent chance of failure system. Just none of them have gotten off the ground. Last time I did this, things went very wrong with that group. And it ended up with like some of the players leaving that table crying. So yeah, it was not a good time. Nothing against the system. Nothing against how I was running it as a GM. Just things went very wrong that night. Um, yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, I can't tell you guys about it, just not on stream. Yes. So Friend of the Fae is going to allow you to identify Fae creatures within the area. This is something that you will have to activate. It's not going to be an immediate you meet someone and you know that they are Fae. But if you have like, are they Fae? You will be able to identify that. So you can identify Fae creatures in the area, as well as say once per day you will be able to summon a Fae creature that you know. Oh, yes. Fae, Fae in the Soldier Poet King world are known to be very, very weird. For instance, one thing that some of the players got caught up in last time this campaign was run was a season change celebration within the Fae realm. And the season change celebration is essentially like a murder night for the Fae. Um,
Midsummer. Like definite.
Essentially, very, very similar. But each of the seasons, like for instance, when they start in spring. So in spring, it is very like leisurely. Everyone's having like a good time. In summer, that is where like they are kind of like a lot of the eating is done. In fall, um, like lots of sleeping, sort of a thing. And then the winter is like a free for all murder party. So you have this like, and it happens rather quickly that they experience this. Months actually went by in the real world while this was happening, but it was just like within 24 hours or so within the Fey realm. And so they survived that, but some of the beings that they had to fight, one of them was a giant raccoon, like the size of an elephant giant raccoon. Um, that was actually pretty funny because it missed on all of its rolls. So the entire time it was running to attack and just running past them, and then turning around, running to attack and running past them. Um, they also a giant like rock monster. At one point, like a alligator type creature. And then they also like some like humanoid figures. They made friends with one of them. She's like this tall, looks almost goblinish. Um, and actually, one of the players, she walked up to them and was like, "Can I have your name?" And she was like, "Sure," and gave her her mother's name. So yeah, um, mhm. Yeah. So oh my gosh.
That's clever. I like it.
And I will send you kind of a list of some Fae that you would know. We're gonna say that you know Ruse because I feel like that would be fun. And Morden canonically does know Ruse. Um, Pretty fun. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, let's get another one from your backstory. What you thinking? Mm-hmm. Whew. Okay. So that is going to be interesting. Because so here's how the celestial realm works. So there are 5 main gods that make up the kingdom, um, and then something else within the celestial realm, but that is spoilers. Um, and each of the gods are able to make angels so long as they reside within the celestial kingdom. Osius resides within the celestial kingdom. He has 7 angels, but he doesn't use them as his warriors very often anymore. He's found that Asamar and like half celestials are better for his cause because they have more oomph and care more about the mortal realm because that's where they've spent most of their lives. So there are 7 angels of Osius just kind of like hanging out within the celestial kingdom. Then there is also Chiron. She has 3 angels, but when she left the celestial kingdom to live with her lover, she ended up casting them out as well, because angels are able to, or like the archangels, the ones that the gods make, are able to then create lower angels from then. And she was like, I'm not going to give you that much power. I'm leaving. You're not allowed back. Um,
Not that nice.
yes. Greg does not have any angels. He is a being of chaos, and so there are lots of demigods, but no angels. um, the Us does not have any. Steve does. Steve has 4.
Wait, who's Steve?
And
What?
okay, so there are 2 other gods within the kingdom. The Us, which is a giant rat colony that lives within the sewers of the kingdom.
Awesome.
Your PCs will not know about this god going into it, but I will say that that is a very valuable resource. So
Okay.
I would recommend finding them fairly early within the campaign. And then Steve is the last god. He is a gladiatorial god. His whole thing is fighting. He lives in a gladiatorial ring within the kingdom. And when people can come and they can fight him, he's a scrawny looking stick of a thing. Looking at him, you would not expect this to be a gladiatorial god, but he chose this form because of that. And so when people come into the ring and they fight, so long as they are fighting in a just way and following the rules, he will let them win and he will like grant them some sort of gift. But if they break the rules, if they use magic, if they are sneaky, if they use a team member when they're not supposed to, those sorts of things, it is almost an instant that you essentially black out and wake up outside of the gladiatorial ring just completely beaten up. Like he did some real damage on you. Um, he doesn't have a whole lot of interest within the mortal realm, which is why he stays within his gladiatorial ring, and he has 4 angels that like basically run the place. They were not cast out of the celestial kingdom when he left, but they did choose to leave with him and now support him in his ventures. Oh man. um, yeah. So I think I am gonna keep that one in my back pocket. I have an idea for that. It is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Um, but with that, I am. Go ahead. Yeah. Well, I wrote down. You have a skill called the Fallen. So with your celestial background, this gives you a plus 15 on charm. Okay. So metaphorical class. What are we thinking there? We need some skills for that. Okay, so we'll sound bending. We'll give you that. You can bend sound to create auditory illusions, um, as well as turn on and off sound that is already existing. Do you want to alter sound that exists or turn it on and off? Mhm. Mhm. Awesome. Yeah. Um, okay. If you have a yeah. What if you have like a um charm song? You sing it and one target like falls basically like under your spell and can follow simple like directions. Mm-hmm. I like it. I like the altering perception part of that. So I'm trying to think of something that like you could sing a song and that could like alter their perception of reality in some way. Like be it they like you more or they're scared of this thing more or something like that. Mhm. My gosh, I cannot wait for this game to get started. You guys have no idea. Oh my gosh.
He's doing all right now. Not puking his lungs out. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sucks.
Does.
What word are you looking for?
Attitude adjustment. That's what it's going to be called. So you can change someone's attitude slash demeanor when you what action are you taking to do that? When you make a certain tune, like that can be singing, whistling, playing. Oh, that just reminded me, Laura, you get an extra one. I'm gonna need to add that because you rolled 100. We'll go back to that in just a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4. So one more class related. See, this is the easiest character to build because I'm just sitting here being like, cool, sounds good. Like, all right, go ahead, you make it yourself. I'm down. Well, with that one though, that wouldn't. I feel like that could fall under sound bending, you know. So okay, how do we give you Eldritch Blast? Yep, you can yell really loud, and it does force damage. We're gonna call this.
My toddler has that. It's
We're gonna call it
brings
the
me
toddler
happy.
scream. You have the toddler scream,
It's really just
in
the
which you
toddler
can yell
talk.
really loud.
It's so loud.
There's no bearing on like volume.
When did they learn? When did they learn it?
Yeah.
I'm 21. It doesn't go away. Samesies.
That's my problem as well. My wife always asks me, like when we're in a restaurant or wherever we are. She's like, "You're really loud." It's like I'm not trying to be loud. That's just how my voice comes out.
Yeah. I did theater, was captain of my speech and debate team. So I very much am like talking all the time about everything. It's always loud and you will always hear it. Okay. And then remind me of your character's name again.
Celessa.
Celessa. See, the good thing about text games is that I can just type it in. I don't have to
Yes.
remember how it's pronounced. Okay,
Yep.
Celessa
Right.
gets 1 extra skill because of that 100 that she rolled in character creation.
Yeah, so I'm looking at my skills and they're all like, well, thick skin's defensive. I'm thinking I need another like defensive one or just a nice one. Just less in your face.
Ooh, let's give her something real lizardy.
Cool.
Real
Let's see.
lizardy.
What do lizards excel at? Well,
Running. Okay, so there's the ecologist in me that you have now unlocked.
excellent. Because I know they're cold-blooded.
All right, let's
Kind of
go.
slimy and sticky. What else have
Okay.
we got?
They're not slimy.
Congratulations.
Okay, so we'll give you an extra skill in a minute. Harvey, you want to roll up your character, see if you get one too?
I already did, and I did not. I
Ah,
rolled really bad. My rolls are
okay.
terrible.
Can we
Okay.
talk about how to do this stuff with the rolls after this? Yeah,
Yes,
that'd be
absolutely.
just want to make sure I know
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
Absolutely. Um,
Do
so
they smell with their tongues?
that
Lizards
is
do.
snakes.
Snakes, right?
I
Yeah.
thought lizards did as well. Don't they have the same thing as?
So it depends. Not really. They have like a very similar organ that does some of the same stuff, but it is also only certain species of lizards that do
Hmm.
that. And then also it depends on like your classification of lizard versus gecko. So,
Mm.
so okay, let's look. What type of lizard are you wanting to like emulate with this?
Give me 1 sec.
We got
I gotta
anoles,
um,
monitors. We could go gecko with it.
see.
Um, right. And that's your like typical scaly sort of thing, like with the patchy scales that you had in the photo.
Yeah, monitor lizards
Is that
smell through their forked tongue.
Yeah,
fantastic?
that is one of the types that do smell like through their tongue, and they have that like extra olfactory um uh organ.
Nice.
So,
Do not have monitors as pets, actually. Like,
no?
no,
Okay.
not don't have monitors as pets. So many exotic species are pets that should not be. Monitors are one of them. So are a variety of large snakes. And vipers. Vipers is another one that just like irks me. What you doing, bud? Yeah. Pythons make me frustrated. I get very frustrated at Python owners. And I get it. It's a really cool pet. I love the idea of exotic pets. Like I have rats. That's a really weird species to have as a pet. I would absolutely keep a python if I like had the chance. It's just it frustrates me sometimes because of so many factors, especially being an ecologist and knowing that 99% of the time exotic pets are going to end up back like out in the wild and cause so many issues. It just you're telling me, dude. You know what type of lizard you want to emulate?
I'm reading monitor lizard defensive mechanisms, and one of them is ejecting excrement, but I'm not gonna pick that one. I'm not gonna add that
Man! Oh,
to the story.
I was about to say that. I was like gonna be like, you should shoot blood from your eyes.
Good, I'm good. I would like to keep the blood inside of my body.
Kind of like a fear or intimidation tactic, though. She just like starts crying blood. Be
That would
really
scare the hell out
cool.
of me.
Can I change color? That's not really a monitor lizard thing, is it? No, that's
Oh, but
Would be pretty
you
sweet.
could have like a
You could have like
noticeable.
natural camouflage, kind of like
Exactly.
bullywugs have, like swamp
camouflage.
camouflage.
You want camouflage? Well, we gave her thick skin. I don't know if you were here for that. Did we not?
For resistance to magic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for resistance to magic. I think the like the camouflage is pretty cool. It would help you like, be advantage on like sneak checks or something like that, right? That you can use sometimes.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so we'll give you camouflage, which gives you advantage when you're sneaking.
That would be
That
pretty
would be
cool.
fun.
I have somebody in a game that I DM for that does that, whose skin changes based on mood, and then it changes like interactions with NPCs and stuff.
Can they control it though? 'Cause I don't want to
Yeah, they
just
can.
give my
No,
hand
no, no,
away.
no, no, no. They can control it whenever something's going on. But if they kind of want to flare up, because they're playing not to get too into it, but lizard folk, and so they do a lot of the same thing where they can ruffle like the edges of their, and then change color to look bigger, to look meaner, to
Nice.
look, yeah, yeah. So whenever they do that, if it tips the hand, so it kind of lets people know all hell's gonna break loose, but I give them advantage on intimidation checks and stuff like that. So
Cool. Well, that works for my
So
camouflage.
camouflage. And then Morden gets an extra one too. You're gonna get a skill called Be Evil.
Ha! Be evil. Be evil.
Aggressive. 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 Okay. What skill do you want? Mm-hmm. Well read. I like that. I was going to suggest my skill that I give out, well traveled, which is understanding any written language if you have seen it more than once. Um, I like well read, so um, can make a check to know history if player doesn't know. Mhm. Cool. Got those. I will get those typed up relatively soon. Um, cool. And
So, can I ask about the rules that we did though?
yes, okay.
So, yeah. So abstract put like what my rules meant, which was great because they maxed at 75, right? So then I
Yes.
just put them against the agility, charm, intelligence, strength, vitality, wisdom. Yes. Leave off the last two. Okay, which makes it pretty easy because there's only one that's not good. No, there's one that's not. I got a 41. So, which one is the least effective
you
thing
drop
for a
off
lizard
though.
woman?
You drop off though. You roll 8 and you drop off your lowest too. Did you do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Only 5.
That is freaking insane. Good grief. What about you, Harvey? How's that? How's that?
I have two 75s.
Okay, that's not bad.
And I also rolled a 13 and a 19, which I got to drop, which was nice.
Good.
Oh man.
But my lowest is a 42.
Okay. So
Okay.
I know this is in the sheets, and I apologize because
Okay.
they're literally on my desktop somewhere. But for vitality and wisdom, what would you guys pick to have be the lower number?
I would dump my intelligence if I were you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Intelligence.
I would dump
Because
intelligence.
is
The most important one.
so. I think it makes sense for your character to have like her lowest intelligence because wisdom is kind of like your applicable knowledge to a situation, something you learn by doing, and she has gotten around. She's done stuff.
And
Intelligence is
especially
more of like
because
the bookish reading kind of smarts.
yeah. Well, and
Oh.
especially because you're of like a granted you've like fallen from grace, but because you were once like a noble-ish family, you understand like cultural do's and don'ts, which means your wisdom's really high. Like you're pretty
Mhm.
good at that kind of stuff. You may
Okay.
just not be like, I know how to build a rocket ship. It's like that's fine, but I understand social situations really well. Right? And like kind of the do's and don'ts in terms of those things and how
Exactly.
to apply knowledge I learn, right? That
Got
kind
it.
of stuff.
Okay. Cool. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Mhm. Um.
You don't need
Oh.
facts. You're a warrior. Just
Exactly.
stab first, ask
Exactly.
questions later.
Cool. Thank you. That's helpful.
Yeah. Um. Movement speeds. We're gonna give Harvey. What is your character's species?
Human, just human,
Human.
standard human.
Okay, we're gonna give you 30 feet movement. We're gonna give. I'm sorry, Laura. Your character's name is
Celessa.
gone from
It's
my
okay.
brain once again. Celessa. I will eventually be able to pull it out
It's
of my brain
cool.
when I try to say it.
Yeah.
Now is not the time. We're gonna give you 45 because you're
Sweet.
the lizard girl. And then Morden, we're gonna give you 35. Slightly more agile than these. And for money points, we're gonna start all of you guys off with 500 to make it blanket across the board. Yeah,
And health is 100.
100% yes.
So we all have to start out at 2.
The very first thing is just gonna be your character just like, all right, now let's sit in a circle and I will heal everyone.
Yep.
And you just like give like a 20-minute speech.
We just kick it off. I'm like, I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt right now.
What do you do? Ugh.
Oh.
Yeah, here I have my phone up. I'll do that real quick. Okay. Oh my gosh, Josh is in the stream right now.
Hi.
Hi, Josh.
I thought it was just us.
What's our starting money points again?
500. Mm-hmm.
Dirty law, you can't sue you.
Oh, whoop.
I realized like that's something that I've apparently been doing in my games that I hadn't even realized is I've just been like, well, I don't feel like dealing with silver and copper and everything, so everything is just gold. Everything. No silver, no copper, no iridium, no nothing, just gold.
How do I pin a message, guys?
What do you want to pin?
So I put my character sheet in the thread. I just want to pin it so I can keep going to it.
Yes,
Oh,
abstract, if you could.
got it.
Any points is the best system, Josh. It is. Huh? Mhm. Nope. I I didn't really even know that Electrum existed at all until fairly recently. Um, yeah. So if you guys have those sheets set up, if we want to go, then just kind of go over some of the items that your PCs might have. Cool. Once again, we're gonna start with Harvey. Whoa, it's like I'm going in order or something. Okay, so obviously you have the objective booklet that was given to you by Osius. You have your bow, your arrows. What else do you think your PC might have?
Um, I think Keshnar would hold a timepiece. I mean, time is a big thing for him, making sure he's where he needs to be, making sure he's getting the things done that he needs to get done. So I think he has like a timepiece with him that maybe was like a family heirloom of some sort.
Yeah.
That he keeps kind of in, in and on his person at all times. He wears he wears it's basically like black shirt and I mean what is probably, and I'm not sure how it works in your game, but like blue jeans kind of, right? Like it doesn't have to be exactly that, but like black shirt, blue jeans, and he has like a duster on that he wears. Um, and those are some of his. And then one of those what are those flat brimmed hats he wears and you can take off and you can put on, kind of like what whose character was that in Dark Tower? One of them wear one of those flat brimmed hats like that. But I think it was Matthew McConaughey's character in that movie. Um,
Cool.
yeah, a flat
The
brimmed
man
hat
in
like that.
black.
Yeah, I think the man in black wears a flat brimmed hat, doesn't he?
Goodbye,
Yeah.
Josh. We appreciate you. Bonkers. See, Joshua Orzak was in our stream. So
Ah, that's it.
there you
Yeah,
go.
Randall Flagg. Yep, there it is. Yeah. Wears it like that. He has. I would think that that would be one of the biggest things that he's carried. With his again the upbringing that he had, he didn't really have a lot, so he carries the things that he does have. The book, the timepiece, his bow. Right. I imagine like this bow is one like he maybe made over several years. Right. Like tried to perfect, tried to make sure that it's like really close to his you know
Oh,
his
that gives
heart and
me
who
an
he is.
idea
Right.
that I'm gonna write down.
Oh no, I'm gonna get my stuff stolen.
Don't worry about it. It's totally okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Right,
it. Don't worry about it.
right. It's just
Don't
that
worry
it's just
about it.
that rolling behind the screen thing, and then players are like, "What are you doing?" It's like nothing. What are you doing?
My favorite response to that is just fear. You see that frequently in my game. Is he rolls and I just respond with fear. Awesome. Yeah. I think that makes sense for what he would have. He's got his bow, book, timepiece, and then his clothes and stuff. And then you guys are obviously going to be gathering things along the way that are going to help you with the revolution. Okay. So then, Laura, your character, whose name is, I got it.
Celessa. And I added on more
Celesta!
of the clan Bara.
Bara.
Love it.
Celesta
The Clan
and Bara.
Bara.
Yes. My mommy's name
Love
is Barbara.
it. I like
Awesome.
it.
That's
Real life.
awesome.
That is amazing.
My
Yeah.
mom.
So
Good
you
lady.
have your little like choo choo thingamawhat's
That's right.
blades things. Words are real.
Mm-hmm.
So you got those. Let's see. What else? What else is your PC gonna have? Why don't we give her? Why don't we give her a vial of poison?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Like it's her own spit.
That'd be
That's
badass.
not the route I was thinking, but I think it's hilarious if she does that. She's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have a vial of poison, but how I'm gonna do it? I'm just gonna spit. That's it.
Yeah. Excuse me, guys. I gotta go in the bathroom and just like take a little time.
Does anybody know where Celeste went? Oh yeah, she went to spit in her vial in the bathroom. She'll be right
Yeah,
back.
just like she ran out earlier, so
Celeste. Oh my gosh.
She was complaining that she was running low.
a vial of spit. No, vial of poison.
Vial of poison.
Very scary.
And then we're also going to. Actually, I'm not gonna give you that yet.
Oh.
Okay. I'll get it. I'll find it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're gonna get it real quick. Don't worry. There are a few things
great.
that are going to like basically immediately appear in game, but I'm not gonna give it to you yet. Yes, give Ruse things. Give Ruse things because
Give Pax some
she's
loot. I want my
exactly.
loot.
I don't know. You're just giving me skills left and right. I didn't feel like I was missing anything.
That's because you crit all the time. Because you rigged the game.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's give you one more item to start with. Why don't we give you?
My stats are too bad.
What do we think we should give her, guys?
What else would she have? Let's see. You have your vial of poison. You have your weapons. You have. I mean, is there anything like something I always like to include in all of my characters is something like that is like maybe family related or some sort of like really grounding to the world kind of piece. Like, oh, I
You
have
have
this.
letters from your father.
Oh,
You just
I
carry with you,
do.
but don't tell anybody about.
I do. I don't tell anyone. I don't even look at them. But I don't
Nope.
throw them
You
away.
got them. You got
But
them.
you can't throw them away.
Yes.
That would be kind of a cool little
And
plot story. It's like wherever you are, your father's letters always find you, and you just like hide them, just like stuff them in a bag. You're like, I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it. I just stuff them in the bag. We don't look at them. We don't
mhm.
read them.
Mm-hmm. But then, like, the voiceover reads them, and it always has something to do with what she's doing that week. Like,
Yeah,
there's a
it
life
always
lesson that she
somehow
learns
plays in.
without
I
him.
love it.
And now for Morden. What chaos does Morden bring to the table in the items that
Just,
he
just
has?
sticks of dynamite. He just has sticks of dynamite at all times,
Oh
just as
my
like ready to
gosh.
go.
I'm not giving him dynamite.
Yes, just, you can
He has an
you
auto-tuned microphone.
yeah, yes, an auto tune mic.
In a high fantasy world, he has a microphone.
Magical. It's magical.
You do not have a megaphone. You do not have a megaphone. Um, what you do have, though, I am going to start you off with a boon of Calliope. That is going to count as one of the items that you are getting.
Nice.
Yep. Calliope von Zarovich. Fun little character.
You better be careful.
I could tell you. Actually, the thing is, I think Morden would be able to catch on to that. She is not Stravan Darovich's elder. She is his niece. Hmm.
Oh, so we're definitely dead. Cool. Okay, rad.
It's okay. It's okay.
I believe so.
Yeah. So he is. She is Strahd's niece. Um. Yes. Yeah. She's one of the most fun NPCs that exists within this realm. Her and another NPC called Peppermint Patty. Um. And Larry. Those I think are my top three NPCs. Um.
Good
Okay.
idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so Peppermint Patty, she's fun because she is a like receptionist in every single documents hall that exists across the world. When you walk in, Peppermint Patty's sitting there, just like, "Oh, how you doing? It's so nice to meet you." She's great. I love her. Um, yeah. Okay, so you have a boon of Calliope. That's one of your starting items. You got two others. Let's see. What would Morden? What would he have? Yes. Well, okay, I'll write it down and we'll see where we get. Okay. Hmm.
We have two wide
Yes.
brim hat wearers in this campaign because that's
I know.
rad.
Like, wait a second.
Be like, hey, we're best friends. We both have wide brim hats. All I could think of when you said Kane from Moradin, based on how he is like, you know the story of Andrew Jackson's Kane, how it had a knife on the top and a gun in the bottom? It's
Oh my gosh.
just like that.
Mhm. what if we also give Morden a history book?
Well, that's kind of cool.
And so that is where his like knowledge skill comes in, is he can flip through his history book and see if he finds anything.
I also love the idea that like your history book is magic because you have that deal with the devil. So anytime that you do want to learn something, it'll just like it'll populate like a new page. And you're just like, there it is.
I wonder.
believe that's actually Lord Voldemort's book, but you know, you can call him the devil if you want.
Kind of is. He's the devil for that world, is he not?
He tries.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be
Poor lost
awesome.
soul.
Cool.
Poor lost
Um,
soul.
so you guys, that is our character creation. Everyone is prepped and ready to go for when we start next week. Actually, yeah, next Saturday is when this thing's gonna hit the ball rolling. Um, which is gonna be so exciting, so much
Yay!
fun.
So excited.
So do you
Me
guys have
too.
any like questions?
Just
Okay.
if you can just shoot me a DM if you want to, just about what that rejuvenating speech does, because I didn't get it written down, so I can add
Yes,
that to
yeah,
my thing.
absolutely. I'm
Um,
gonna go ahead and I will at some point within the next couple of days type all of these up with the wording that I want used on them. I will send that into the chat.
okay, awesome. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
super excited. I'm excited. I mean, I'm sure I'll have some questions as we go, but I'll ask
yeah,
them in the Soldier
absolutely.
Poet King chat, just that way. Then if anybody else has them, they can all get answered at the same time.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I know nothing, so just write it all down.
Yes.
nice.
Mm, mm.
Okay, we'll bring
Yeah,
her to the
I'm
dark side
excited.
eventually.
yeah.
Bring her to the dark side eventually.
Oh God, give me
They, al-
10 years
no, they
after
always
hours a
do.
day.
Yeah, here's the thing.
They always
I
do.
actually started out playing TTRPGs as a game master. I watched like 10 episodes of Critical Role back to back, wrote a campaign,
Good Lord,
and found some folks and was like, we're playing now. I've never
nice.
even rolled a dice before, but we're playing now.
There it is.
It's amazing.
Yeah, because I'm a normal person.
It's too funny.
Yeah,
Well, this was tons of fun. This was awesome. This was
yeah,
awesome.
absolutely.
Super
This is
excited
great.
for
Really
it.
nice.
Super excited for it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Excited to get to work alongside the soldier and the poet, and excited to get to play in the world that you've created, Rose. So
thank
very
you. I'm so
excited.
excited. This is gonna be so great. Ah,
Yeah,
I'm so
thank you so
excited.
much for putting this together.
Yeah, of course. And thank you guys for like actually showing interest in this. This has been really awesome. Obviously,
Of
thank you,
course.
Abstract, for like letting me do this in the first place. But then also jumping in, doing this as well. This is gonna be so much fun. Yeah, this is a really great group too. Like I can already tell you guys have like really great chemistry together. This is gonna be awesome. Oh,
It's gonna be tons of
I'm
fun.
so excited. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
I didn't realize he joined. I just saw the. I
Yeah.
love that
No,
guy.
it's
He's
bonkers,
so
crazy
cool.
bonkers, man. Yeah. Which is absolutely amazing. Yeah. For right now. Eventually you will be able to. You're gonna be able to quit your job, you're gonna be able to do this full time, you're gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be popping off, it's gonna be great. Ah. Come be your
Only some of
own
us
villain.